You chose. You chose to get ahead. You want this life? Those choices are necessary.
But what if this isn't what I want? I mean, what if I don't want to live the way you live?
Oh, don't be ridiculous, Andrea. Everybody wants this. Everybody wants to be us.
Recently, I watched The Devil Wears Prada, the first movie. Not as a fashion film, but as someone who has just graduated and is working in a retail job and is trying to build something online because I feel I should, and constantly wondering about what I should do right now. You know, for the first time ever, I cried around my birthday month. Not on my birthday, but, you know, birthday month. At the time, I was just feeling very agitated and I was feeling many different emotions. I remember I cried to my boyfriend over the phone. I was just so overwhelmed with this feeling that I can't describe. I think the reason I felt so emotional around my birthday month is because I felt this feeling of, oh my goodness, I need to be further. Like, I'm working this retail job that even in terms of retail, I'm overqualified for this job. I'm working in a jewelry store, and prior to working at this jewelry store, I actually worked with a luxury clothing brand prior to this. And right before taking this job at this jewelry store, I was actually offered a management position at a different job in a clothing store. And I gave up the opportunity to work as a manager in the clothing store because it was inconvenient for me at the time. So I just felt like, no, I need to be doing more than this. And when I watched the film in preparation for the new film, I realized that I am Andy at the beginning of the film. I think that's why this film, made in 2006, feels like it was made about right now, is because it poses the question, how much does ambition cost, especially as a woman? The sequel is dropping at the time of this video in 2 days. Well, by the time you're watching this, tomorrow. And I'm so excited to watch it. However, I want to outline why this film has aged so well. One thing that stood out to me whilst watching the film is the theme of the postgraduate experience. The common experience of having a bad post-grad job and feeling overqualified for what you're doing, yet underused and perhaps underfulfilled. I have recently been having this feeling of urgency to do something, and you can see this desire to do something portrayed throughout the multiple characters in the film. We start off with Andy at the beginning of the film, and Andy is a fresh graduate. She takes a job in a place that is not quite aligned with what she wants, but she hopes it can lead her somewhere. This is still the experience of most people in their 20s, especially in today's job market. The first minute of the film starts off with a montage of women doing their makeup and their hair, and they're thinking about their outfits. Andy is portrayed as a very normal girl. Andy shoddily puts her clothes on, you know, she's in a rush to get out of the house. If you watch the beginning of the movie very carefully, you'll see that there are newspaper clippings. And all of the newspaper clippings are related to 3 different things. Work, young people having more choice than, ever before. And then number 3, women, standing up for themselves and marching. I thought that was a really interesting detail because you could basically outline those three themes of the movie. Those are the three main themes of the film. Work and what this means for women. The Devil Wears Prada especially ages well in its portrayal of beautiful women and glamour as an aspiration. And I think what's so interesting is this desire, aspiration, hasn't stopped since 2006. Rather, it's just migrated to online. The emergence of Instagram baddies and influencers portraying glamour and ease and wealth seems to ignite the same ambition in women. In 2006, the Runway represented this glamour and this wealth, this success that so many girls aspire to. As the movie says multiple times, millions of girls would kill to have your job.
We need to find someone who can survive here. Do you understand?
Yeah, of course. Who's Miranda?
Oh my God, I will pretend you did not just ask me that. She's the editor-in-chief of Runway, not to mention a legend. You work a year for her and you can get a job at any magazine you want. A million girls would kill for this job.
Well, it sounds like a great opportunity. I'd love to be considered.
Rabbits. Oh, I'm sorry. This is Andy Sachs, Miranda's new assistant. Congratulations, young lady. A million girls would kill for that job. Bye-bye.
And they say that to Andy. However, Andy is the outsider, and because of this, she's treated not so kindly in the beginning. This environment has only migrated online with Instagram baddies or influencers, and the allure is there. It makes perfect sense that Andy began to forget who she was and what she liked in service of this. I think this points to a growing number of women who may be getting drawn into the allure of influencing, Instagram, on TikTok. And the question stands as to whether that's what they originally wanted and if that's what they actually like doing. It's understandable. The allure of being an influencer is beauty, success, perfect bodies, luxury, career milestones, and everyone having the appearance of thriving. This is very present in the film through how Miranda has such glamour, yet she struggles in her personal relationships. And even Andy, how she has this perfect job that millions of girls would die for. However, she lives in a small, messy apartment and she does humbling things like doing Miranda's kids' homework in order to keep this job. I would actually argue that Andy's transformation montage is the cinematic ancestor for Instagram self-curation, this pursuit. Again, I think this film poses a very interesting question. Do I actually want this? Do you actually want that? Or are you just swept up in the allure of it? Okay, this is a side tangent. This is not in my notes, but I'm just going to add this. As I've been trying to pursue YouTube because I feel I should because I studied media, it's a lot of work. So I can only imagine how much work it takes to be an influencer as well. You're gonna have to prop your phone up multiple times a day to catch what you're doing. You have to remember to video. You have to remember to edit. That's something that I wish I was really good at that, but you want me to take out my camera right now in public? It's something that it's alluring, yes, but it's there's more to it. There's layers to it. How much ambition is too much ambition? Actually, I intend to do another video on this section. The film provides multiple perspectives, and each can be thought of as a possible future. The film poses this exact question. What should love cost you? What should ambition cost you? And I'm very curious as to see how each character turns out in the next movie, especially Andy and Emily. That's very interesting to me. The film doesn't tell women what the right choice is, how to approach relationships or how to approach work. It simply asks the question that most people live through. How much of yourself are you willing to give to get to where you want to go? Additionally, I love that at the end of the film, when Andy is doing an interview, her multiple months at Runway is referred to as a blip. I think the intention behind that line was to communicate that there is not only one way to get to where you want to go. You should not feel guilty about giving up a seemingly great opportunity if it overstresses you and changes your morals or your values. I think women especially can fall into this line of thinking, especially when it comes to career or relationships. However, it's okay to let go of something if it overstresses you. You can get to where you want to go a different way. After watching this film, it has actually made me feel better, because I think one of the key takeaways of this movie, for me anyways, is that I choose to be Andy. I choose to not allow myself to overstress in the service of ambition and make myself become someone that I am not. I think I'll choose taking the right path. That is the most logical, that is the most reasonable, but is also the most convenient for me. Tell me in the comment section which character you most relate to in the film, and I will do a breakdown of the characters in another video and hypothesize and theorize how they got to where they are in the second movie. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do that. We'll see. I'm gonna watch the movie and then we'll see. Okay, I'll see you guys. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!